Live! Yay! We are live. I am just logging into Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Hello, everyone. We are live here on Facebook. Amazing. And Instagram, we're up. I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to join. I'm a little bit late, guys. I'm a little bit late. I know I told you 10:30. I'm sorry. I had some last minute stuff that I needed to take care of for the launch. But oh my God, it's already going crazy. You guys are just flying in to register for our new freebie. So I'm so freaking excited. This is going to be amazing. Hello, Kenneth, Linda, how are you? Hello, Preeti, Rebecca. Hello, Kristen. Amazing. I am so freaking excited to have all of you guys here. Hello, Kayla, Trey, Lauren. Amazing. Okay, so normally we have been going live for Mega Money Tuesdays. However, we have a huge launch happening today. We have been planning in the back end for this for months and months and months. So I was like, you know what, let's go live on Wednesday when we are launching the freebie so I can talk all about it, hype it up to you guys because it's gonna be freaking phenomenal. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Fernandez. Hi, Tracy. Oh my God, I'm so excited to have all of you guys here. Amazing. I hope everybody is safe and staying good. We here in Ontario are back in like lockdown again. I feel like I've been in the house for like 4 years at this point, but it is what it is. This is a great time for us all to be learning about money because we're all stuck in our houses, right? Okay, so if you guys are new here, because I know we do have a lot of new faces, we just hit 1 million on TikTok. Yay! I'm so freaking excited for that too. That was my goal for 2021, and we hit 1 million with like a week to spare, and I was like, yes, to the TikTok gods. So that was absolutely incredible. So suffice to say, we have a lot of new faces here. And guys, if you see me kind of looking everywhere, I love to be efficient. So I am live on all platforms all at once. So Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hey babe, hey Sam, how's it going? Mackenzie, amazing. Nadia. The webinar is available for sign up right now, so head over to the link in our bio. It is on TikTok, it's on Facebook, and it's on Instagram. So head over to the link in our bio. Register because it is only available for a limited time, guys. I've never released anything like this before, and I am probably never going to release this again. There are some very, very like intimate details that I'm sharing, investment details that I have never shared publicly before. So make sure you guys head over, grab a spot, limited spots available, and it's only available for a limited time. So get your butts in there. I know a lot of you have goals for 2022 where you're like, I want to save more, I want to make more, I want to have more money, and this training is going to be something that really helps get you there, that helps prime you for that success. So I think it's incredible. We also have a ton of other free trainings, guys. So if you go through the one and you're like, oh my God, I want more, there is more, right? Go onto our website, go under freebies, and we have 3 other free trainings available and a free 16-page ebook, okay? I really want you guys to be set up for success in 2022. So make sure you freaking go and do that. Okay. I'm going to introduce myself for all of the new people that are here. I am Nicole Victoria. I'm a CEO, money coach, and financial literacy advocate, and a self-made millionaire on a mission to help women in their 20s and 30s master their money and build bank accounts that never stop growing. Okay, so I became a millionaire by learning how to increase my income through investing in stocks and in real estate, and by figuring out how to get my money working harder than I did, okay, and increasing my financial literacy. But I haven't always been here, and I want that to be something that is like super apparent and like transparent to all of you guys. I have not always been here. In my early 20s, I was $40,000 in debt. I had $0 in savings. I had no help from like friends or family. I was working a corporate job that I absolutely hated. And I was really feeling like I was never going to be able to get ahead in life and get what I truly wanted. You know, I wanted what probably a lot of you guys want, you know, like the wedding, the house, the kids, to feel financially stable, to be able to pay my student debt. And I didn't feel like I was going to be able to do any of those things with the trajectory that I was on. And I'm like, but I did what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like I went to university, I got the degree, I got the job, you know, the corporate job, and I'm like, why don't I have any of the wealth or any of the happiness that I'm supposed to have? So I felt stuck for a long time. I felt like society had led me astray, and I was like, what the F? You know, like, what the fuck is going on here? How am I supposed to live life? How am I supposed to succeed in life? How am I supposed to get ahead when it feels like everything is keeping me stuck? I was unhappy. I was stressed. I was anxious. I was depressed about my future. Okay? I have been there until I learned how to turn it all around. Okay, guys? I learned how to pay off that $40,000 of debt. I did that in 18 months. I learned how to invest in real estate, okay? It's not just for the guys. It's not just for the guys. And I made a $150,000 profit off of my first home flip. I built a $500,000 net worth in my 20s that I have now grown to over $1 million in my 30s. And I am sitting here now at the ripe old age of 31. I turned 31 in November, guys, with the ability to retire early. Okay, I'm going to be able to retire my whole family, like my husband, whatever, in a few years. My husband's already retired, but I'm going to be able to retire as well in a few years based on the investments, based on the ways that we set ourselves up for success in our 20s. And now it is my mission to help you guys live your rich life too, whatever that rich life is to you. And maybe you're like, well, I'm not really interested in like retiring early, or I'm not interested in like retiring my partner or whatever. That's okay. Your rich life simply can be paying off your student loans and feeling financially stable enough for kids. It can be traveling full time. It can be working part time, whatever it is. I want to help you craft that roadmap to success, because money is a tool. Right? Money is a physical representation of hours of our lives, and it is a tool that we can use to build our dream life. And I want to teach you guys how to do that. So I used all of my knowledge that I gained, working in real estate, flipping my own property, with the stock market, all of that, and I turned that into this company. We put out a lot of freebies. We put out a lot of free trainings, a lot of free information on our social media accounts. They are absolutely phenomenal. So my goal here is really to help you guys take that next step, okay? And if you've consumed all of the freebies, we also have paid programs available where you get to work with myself and our highly trained team as well, but we'll talk about that more in a few minutes. If you haven't yet, check out our website under Student Success Stories. They're phenomenal. The reviews, the testimonials, they are phenomenal. And the thing is, guys, I don't go out and ask people for these. These are people that are like, holy shit, your programs changed my entire life. Here is my photo. Here's my testimonial. I'm going to shoot you a video, and I want to tell people about this. And it's so crazy, guys, because it's I know it works, right? Because it's worked for me, it's worked for my friends, it's worked for my family, and now it's worked for, we served 100,000 students in 2021, guys. 100,000 freaking students. Okay, it has worked for 100,000 people. I know this shit works, but every time I see it working, every time I get a message that's like, Nicole, I just negotiated a 30% increase to my salary using your strategies. Nicole, I just paid off my student loans. Nicole, I just paid off my car loan. Nicole, I'm setting myself up to retire early. And I'm just like, oh, I love this so much. And I'm just, oh my God, I'm just in such awe. And it's just such an incredible thing to see people taking our processes and our methodologies and then really showing up for themselves, right? It's one thing if you are going to take what we teach and then not do anything with it, right? You're not going to get results then. But to the people who come, they recognize there's something that needs to change. They recognize that there's a problem in their lives. They say, yes, this is a problem. I want to change it. Then they take the time to go and seek the knowledge through our freebies, through our paid programs, through our social media accounts, whatever it is, okay? They take the time to seek that knowledge, and then they take the time to apply it to their friggin' lives. These people get to have incredible success. They get to change their whole life. So what I want you guys to do after we are done this live is head over to our website under Student Success Stories and take a look at some of those. And I want you guys to use this as inspiration, okay? I want you to find somebody in there who has a similar story to you, who's in a similar position where you are right now. And I want you to look at their transformation so that you can see that this is possible for you. And this is why I'm so candid with you. This is why I share so much of my life with you. Because I want you guys to see that, like, you don't need to come from money, that you don't need to marry into money, that you don't need to have a man as your financial plan, like whatever. You don't need to have that you can be the breadwinner, that you can be financially successful, whatever that means to you, wherever you are starting from today, okay? What I think is really great about what we do and what we do differently is that we take a different approach to personal finance, okay? What I see from the majority of personal finance creators is that they really push like this whole budgeting thing. A lot of them push like restriction, like I'm thinking like the Dave Ramsey's and shit, and I am like not about that. I am not about that at all. That does not work. It quite literally does not work. And putting yourself in a position where you are continuously restricting yourself is akin to being on a really bad fucking diet, right? We all know that the best way to like get healthier is not to diet, it's to have a lifestyle change. And this is the same thing that goes for changing your financial situation as well. Budgets don't work long-term. This has been studied and proven. Restriction doesn't work long-term. This has been studied and proven. Budgets just reinforce a scarcity mindset that has never been conducive to building wealth. You are not going to get rich. You are not going to be wealthy. Jim Chong, hi! I just saw your name pop up. I'm like, yay! I love Jim. He's amazing. Everybody go follow him. Budgets reinforce a scarcity mindset that is never going to be conducive to building wealth. Budgets and couponing, that's never going to build you wealth, okay? We need to have an understanding of our finances, but from a perspective of like mindset and behavior, okay? What a lot of people don't realize is that personal finance actually is 80% mindset and behavior and only 20% tactic. So many of us focus on only learning the tactic, only learning like how to invest or the right accounts to use or whatever it is, without actually going back and understanding why we're doing what we're doing or why we're not doing what we are doing, okay? Or what we're supposed to do. Because the thing is, most of us know what we're supposed to do on some level, right? You know, you're like, yeah, I should save more. Yeah, I should look at those bills. Yeah, I should probably start investing. Yeah, I should probably blah, 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 whatever. You're shitting all over yourself, okay? We know what we should do, but we're not doing it. Why? A budget doesn't address this. It's a band-aid approach. We need to take a deep dive. We need to get to the root cause. We need to figure out what is actually happening that is preventing you from moving forward and having that success. This approach, this 5-step method that I have created and now teach our students is the difference between long-term financial success and staying stuck. There are so many students that come into our programs and they're like, Nicole, I have tried fucking everything. I have literally tried everything and I can't get ahead with money. And they come into our program and they're, 30 days in, they're like, holy shit, this is what I have been missing. Something we also recently added to our Making Money Moves Method program and our Income Multiplier program is a once monthly mindset mastermind where we literally have on staff a therapist, right? And it's not like group therapy in that sense, but in a way it is, because you're coming in there and you're talking about how you're feeling stuck and you're talking about the challenges that you're having. And so many personal finance programs or gurus or whatever, they ignore that. They ignore the mindset component. Oh, my program changed your life. I love that so much, honey. Honestly, like, it's just, guys, when I talk about this, and I know I'm like so fucking passionate about it right now, but I swear to God, it's incredible watching these people come in and quite literally change their entire lives by learning how to hack their mindset, right? Using neuroscience to get fucking rich. Like, it's amazing. Yes, we teach you the tactic. We teach you how to invest. We teach you how to invest in the stock market and real estate and all of those things. But I also teach you how to make that long lasting. I teach you how to make that last for your entire life so that you can see results not only in your finances, but also, feeling less stressed, having better relationships, sleeping better. People are losing weight because they're like less stressed and stuff. Like, it's crazy. The way that money can touch all of these other aspects of your life that we don't even realize. And I know people will be like, well, money isn't happiness. And okay, money in and of itself is not happiness, but lack of money definitely is unhappiness. Lack of money is fucking unhappiness. It is damn expensive to be broke. It is so expensive to be broke, and I think people don't realize that. People don't think about that. You will pay more when you are broke than you would if you had your financial shit together, because you will have to take out loans, and when you take out loans, they're going to be at higher interest rates, right? You're going to get hit with NSF fees and bank fees and all of these kinds of things that is going to end up costing you more money than if we had our financial shit together, okay? And I know it's 2022, we're in like the first days of 2022, and we have all of these grand ideas. We're like, we're gonna get our financial shit together this year. I want you to remember that a lot of us are focusing on the what, okay? What needs to happen? I need to get my financial shit together. I need to save more money. I need to pay off my debt. But a lot of people are not focusing on the how. And this is going to be the difference between you going out and hitting your goals or you staying stuck, okay? You need to figure out how. How are you going to do those things? So if you have goals, I want you to go back after this. I want you to write the goals down. I want you to turn them into SMART goals, okay? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. And then I want you to go out and seek the knowledge that you need, whether it's with me, whether it's through our freebies, through our paid programs, or with somebody else, okay? Seek the freaking knowledge and then use that knowledge and apply it to your life so that you can see massive fucking change. When you start to show up for yourself, okay, that's when things are gonna change for you, right? When we show up and we put in the work. And money gets to be easy, right? Money gets to be easy. But once you've put in the time to learn, and if you don't know about money, this is something that I say all the time, and it's so important, guys. If you don't know about money, there's no shame, there's no blame. Nobody was born knowing anything about money, and I want you to remember that, okay? Money is a skill. It is something we have to develop, all right? And to develop it, we need to learn. Learn from people who have been where you want to be. One thing I will also say, just very quickly, is that, guys, when we try to get rich quick, that's when we're going to lose money, okay? If somebody is promising you that you're going to make $1 million tomorrow through like Bitcoin or some, please just be very wary of that stuff, okay? I don't teach get rich quick, but I teach get rich slow and steady. That is how you are going to build wealth. That is how it is going to become sustainable for you. That is real shit, okay? No one is getting rich quick. I don't teach stock trading. I don't teach cryptocurrency. I don't teach any of that kind of stuff, okay? I teach getting rich slow and steady with the right methodologies, the right tactics to help you change your entire life. Okay. If you are just getting started, we have a variety of resources to help you out. Guys, I'm like dying here already. Okay, if you're just getting started, we have a variety of resources to help you out. The first Tuesday of every month, as I said, I go live for Mega Money Tuesdays. Today it's Wednesday to answer your most burning money questions. That's what I'm doing here right now, and I'm also introducing our newest freebie. These episodes are saved on our IGTV and in our free Facebook group. So if you guys are not in the Facebook group, that's phenomenal. We have almost 60,000 people in the group now. It's such a great place for you to go and network and learn and just like be around other like-minded people who are like getting their financial shit together too. It's amazing. You can go on Facebook and search Master Your Money, and build a bank account that never stops growing. A lot of people have been like, Nicole, I don't have a Facebook. And then they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go and create a Facebook just for this. They go and create a Facebook and they're like, oh my God, this is the only reason I use Facebook, and it's fucking phenomenal. So highly recommend it. Our social accounts on TikTok and Instagram are always the shit. I am posting new stuff basically daily. And we have different content on each platform, guys. So make sure that you are following us on all platforms so that you are getting all of the free goodness. Okay, I am always providing massive value on our Instagram stories too. So if you are not watching our stories, you are freaking missing out. What time does the webinar start? So it's a pre-recorded webinar because I wanted to make sure that everyone was able to access it, who signed up and got a spot in registration, when it was a good time for them. So what we've done in the past when we launched our freebies is we did like a one-day launch. We did like a bunch of prep beforehand. We did a one-day launch, and then it was at a specific time. And that like caused servers to shut down. Our last freebie had like 20,000 people sign up in the first week. And it was just like, it was crazy from a support perspective, from a Facebook group perspective. It was just insanity. So we're like, hey, we're going to let people join at their leisure, but it's only available for a limited time. So go and grab your spot now, because there are limited spots available and it's only going to be up for a limited time. However, you can watch, you know, today or tomorrow, whenever that time actually works for you. When we're talking about our other freebies, we have 3 other free courses and a free, I think it's 16 pages, an ebook available. So that is really, really great to go and check out as well. It's on our website under freebies. You can learn more. We have a question here. Is it different from the ones with the one-on-ones? I'm not sure what you mean, honey. The freebie, like this is a brand new free training, so it's completely different than anything that we've ever released before. So highly recommend going and checking it out. We also have a community, like I was saying, of over 50,000, almost 60,000 people on Facebook in that Facebook group. So you're gonna find people that are in similar situations to you, that are learning the same kind of stuff that you are learning, and it's gonna be freaking phenomenal. So make sure you head over there and you're consuming all of the things, okay? They're free. Make sure you get over there. It's going to help you change your entire fucking life, okay? Suffice it to say, we put out a ton of free content, okay? I also am launching an all-new free training today that we've been talking about, and honestly, I am so freaking excited for this. The team has been screaming at me. They're like, Nicole, I cannot believe you are releasing this for free and you are giving away this much information and this much value and this much like insight into your own personal life for free. And I debated taking some stuff out, and I was like, no, you know what, just put it up, give it to them. My goal is, even if we don't work together in like a one-on-one or a paid or a group capacity or anything like that, that I am still able to help you achieve your financial goals. Okay, guys, so make sure you are going and signing up. The free training, it's all about how I went from $40,000 in debt, making $50,000 a year in my early 20s, to becoming a millionaire at 30 years old by learning how to invest and learning how to master my money. It's an hour-long training. We have never released it before. It is behind the scenes information and looks at my investments and why I did what I did, the steps that I took, and all of the things to get to where I am today. It's only available for a limited time, so make sure you reserve your spot now. My goal with this training is to help empower more women in their finances, show them what's possible, and let them know that where they're at right now doesn't have to be where they are forever, okay? As long as you decide to take radical responsibility and get out there and take action, okay? You are going to learn about our signature 5-step methodology that has helped tens of thousands of students change their lives with money. You're gonna learn why traditional advice just doesn't work anymore, why saving isn't the solution to your problems, how investing can change your life, the investments that I made that helped me become a millionaire at 30 years old, and what your next steps are in your personal finance journey, all completely free, okay? So make sure, this program is 100% free, honey, so make sure you go and join. You have the opportunity, go and take action towards your goals right now. Don't fucking tell me tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever. No, go now and sign up, okay, and start taking action towards your goals, guys. And I wanted to talk about something really quick because I thought it was important to discuss. Okay, I posted a video the other day, and every time I talk about taking radical responsibility, I get somebody in the comments who has misinterpreted, either on purpose or whatever, what I mean when I say radical responsibility. So let's talk about an example right now of when I say radical responsibility. This is what I am talking about. So let's imagine you are at a crosswalk, okay? You're gonna cross the street, you wait for the light to go green, you push the little button so the little walking guy comes up and you're like, hey, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm at the crosswalk, I'm crossing the light, it's green, the little guy is walking, I'm allowed to be walking right now. And somebody comes and they run that red light, they hit you, okay? Breaks both of your legs, okay? You're in the hospital, the doctor comes in, they're like, both of your legs are broken, and you're gonna have to be in physio for the next 6 months, okay, to be able to like rehabilitate your ability to walk, and to like get rid of the pain and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, well, fuck that. I did what I was supposed to do. I waited for the green light. I waited for the little walking guy to come up. I went to the crosswalk. I did what I was supposed to do, and this guy is in the wrong. This guy did me wrong, and I shouldn't have to go and do this now. I shouldn't have to be in physio for 6 months. I don't want to do that, right? So you don't go. Then you walk with a cane, you walk with a limp for the rest of your life. You're in massive pain. All because you didn't take radical responsibility. Okay, radical responsibility does not mean taking the blame. It doesn't mean that it was your fault. It's not your fucking fault. You did what you were supposed to do. But you need to take radical responsibility for what comes after that, okay? The world is always going to lob a bunch of shit at you. That's just the way that life is. Shit is always going to come at us. How we deal with that shit will determine our success. I am successful not because I've had an easy life, because guys, if you know me, you know I have had anything but an easy life, right? I moved out on my own at 16 for the first time because I had a tumultuous home life. And when I say tumultuous home life, like I'm making very light of a very bad situation. My dad had an undiagnosed mental illness. Like it was really, really rough. And I had to move out at 16 so that I could work full time and support myself. Okay, work full time, support myself, drop out of school, all of that stuff. I have an autoimmune condition. I've been very sick. Like there has been a lot of things that have happened in my life that have made it very difficult for me. Okay, I did not have an easy path to get here. But does that mean that I just rolled over and played victim and said, fuck, this sucks and it's easier for other people? I did for a while. For a while, I was very angry. For a while, I was like, why do I have to do all of this extra work? Like even I'm in therapy right now because of like my childhood experiences and stuff. And I'm like, I get angry about it sometimes. I'm like, this is annoying. I shouldn't have to spend this money on therapy. I shouldn't have to spend my time going and talking to somebody about this. I shouldn't have to do that. Sure, I shouldn't have to do that. But guess what? I am getting up every day and I am doing that so that I can build the life that I want. Because even though it's not my fault, I'm still taking radical responsibility. I am taking responsibility to make sure that that shit stops with me, that I am the cycle breaker, okay? So if you come from a family that wasn't good with money, if you come from a family that was always in debt, if you come from a family that had a scarcity mindset or that didn't invest or that didn't whatever, it is up to you now to break that cycle, to change that, okay? And does it suck? Is it gonna be a little bit harder for you? Maybe. But guess what? When you build your dream life, none of that other shit is gonna matter. Because money is a tool to help you get your happiness. Money is a tool to help you build that dream life, okay? You have the opportunity. It is like 3,000 freaking degrees in my office, and my husband, babe, are you watching this? Are you on my live right now? Can you turn the heat off? It's on so high that like my curtains on the side are just like blowing like crazy. I'm hoping that he's on this and he will go and turn that off because it's 3,000 degrees in here. Okay, I digressed a little bit, but I hope that was like inspirational and motivational a little bit. For those of you who have already consumed our free content but are looking to continue leveling up, I'm going to talk very quickly about our 2 programs, and then I'm going to get into answering all of your burning money questions, okay? We have, like I said, a ton of free content available to help you guys get started, but if you're looking to continue to level up after those freebies, we have 2 programs where you get to work with myself. Thank you, Rebecca, you're so sweet. We have 2 programs where you get to work with myself and the team personally, okay? The first one is level 1. It's for people who are just coming into this. You're like, hey, I need to get my financial shit together and I don't know where to start, all right? You learn to pay off debt. You learn how to make more money, how to save more money, how to feel confident with your money, okay? It's 3 months with myself and the team personally, and you learn the exact process that I used to pay off $40,000 of debt in 18 months and become a millionaire in my 30s, okay? This program is called the Make Money Moves Method. So you can find that on our website under Work with Nicole. The level 2 program is for people who already have a savings account. You're like, hey, I'm growing my savings, it's going good. I am good with my money mindset. I am good with I don't have any high interest debt. That's all paid off. Cool. I want to look at ways to grow my streams of income. I want to learn how to invest in real estate and mix and REITs and the stock market and all of those things, okay? This is called Income Multiplier. It's 4 months with myself and the team personally on how to increase your active income by starting a side hustle, how to invest in real estate, REITs, the stock market, and exploring financial independence and retiring early. So this is a newer program, but we've had incredible results with our students who have gone through. So again, you can find more about these programs on our website under Work with Nicole. But I would say before you get into that, go and take the freebie, okay? Go and take the freebies, go and review them, do them, actually like devote yourself, learn, sit down, take notes. Some of them come with worksheets, right? Work through all of this stuff there. Well, let's get back to what we are here for. Mega Money Tuesday, Mega Money Wednesday today. I have pulled some questions from our community, but I think I see some questions here in the chat box, so I am just going to take a peek. Kristen says, I have a 401k through my job. I contribute the max that they will match. Plus I have investment accounts separately. Amazing. Should I prioritize a Roth IRA or roll my 401k into a Roth IRA? It's important to have one, but I don't know the best way to go about it. I won't be able to contribute to everything, only some. Okay, so this is a great question. If you are watching and you are in Canada, an IRA and a 401k, those are just investment accounts. So your IRA is an individual retirement account, and your 401k is a retirement account, an investment account that you can get through your employer. So typically, and I don't know your full financial situation, so I can't tell you specifically what to do, but from an educational perspective, typically what I would say is you want to contribute to your 401k to get your employer match, okay? Once you have gotten an employer match, because it is free money, so take all of the free money you can get. Remember that as a money rule. Take all the free money you can get. Contribute to your employer match or your 401k to get your employer match, okay? And then if you have money to continue investing outside of that, then contribute to an IRA. Whether you choose a Roth or a traditional IRA is going to depend on your tax bracket. So you can go online and Google IRA, Roth versus traditional IRA calculator, and you can put in all of your information and it will help you decide whether a traditional or Roth account is actually better for you. Most people a Roth is better, but go in and do the calculations just in case. So you would contribute to the 401k, get the employer match, then contribute to your IRA outside of that. If you've maxed out the IRA and you still have more money to invest, then you would go back to the 401k, okay, max that out, and then to a taxable brokerage account. However, it also depends on, what your personal financial goals are, if you're trying to retire early, that kind of stuff. So this is just like a general rule of thumb, but that's typically what I would say in that kind of a situation. Somebody else asked, I invested finally in a Roth. Amazing. Or rather, I put money in my Fidelity account. Fidelity is just the brokerage. For those of you who are new to investing, essentially what you want to do is you go to a brokerage, which is a company that gives you access to the stock market. You open an account with them, tax sheltered when and where possible, because taxes will be one of your biggest expenses. I can't speak anymore. It will be one of your biggest expenses, if not your biggest expense in life. So make sure you mitigate those or minimize those when and where possible. You put the money into the account and then you invest it. This person is saying, I put my money into the account, but I'm confused on how to make it grow. What do I do? I see this as a big mistake that so many people make. They actually take their money, they put it into the account, and then they just think that the account is the mechanism that makes it grow. When in reality, the account is just the vehicle that you use to then purchase investments. So you go to a brokerage, you open an account, okay? What account you open depends on your personal financial situation and your goals for that money. And then you choose your investments, okay? Once the money's in the account, you then have to go and buy the investments. Do not just leave the money sitting in the account without purchasing any investments. I will tell you guys a very quick story right now, and it's very sad and horrible, so bear with me. But so my parents, my dad, he stopped working like many years ago, and he got paid out some money because of some stuff that happened and blah, blah, long story. Anyways, this money, he went to the bank, he went to the guy at the bank, and he was like, okay, I have this money, but I don't know what to do with it. And he was like 20 years away from retirement at this point. So essentially, he took this money to the bank. I'm 20 years from retirement. The guy at the bank is like, hey, let's put it in a GIC. Anybody who knows anything about investing knows, like, why would you put that money in a GIC if you don't need it till retirement? In the States, a similar kind of investment would be a CD or a certificate of deposit. Here in Canada, it's called a guaranteed investment certificate. These barely keep up with inflation. I think the rates right now, I just looked on Questrade yesterday because I was thinking about doing a GIC ladder with some of our emergency funds, and I was like, it's like 0.1%. Like 0.1%, what is this? It's very, very low. If you're lucky, I know on like EQ Bank right now for like my personal emergency fund, I think I have some in at like maybe 1.3% interest, which is like the highest that I've seen, but that's not even anywhere close to keeping up with inflation, okay? So we know that like, why, if you have a 20-year time horizon, why would you put your money, for anybody that knows anything about investing, why would you put that money into something with such a low return when you have such a long time horizon, okay? So the way that investing works, guys, is you either put in more money or you give it more time. The more time you can give it, the safer your investments become, because you can ride out those short-term ups and downs in the market. Over time, right, the stock market as a whole has always gone up. Vanguard did a study, and I think they said at 20 years, based on their data, you have a 0% chance of losing money if you're invested in a fully diversified fund over 20 years. Okay, so he had 20 years or somewhere close to that. He should have been investing that money, but he did not, because he didn't know what he was doing. He just trusted the guy at the bank. The guy at the bank just says, put your money into this GIC. He does it. He keeps renewing the GIC for 20 fucking years. And now he's lost out on essentially $500,000 that he could have made had he invested that money. And now he's at a point where he needs the money in too short of a time frame. So it's actually not safe for him to go and invest that money now. So he has lost out on $500,000 that could have really helped with their retirement that he can't go back and get now. Okay, so make sure you are, and it's kind of different from the question, but it reminded me of it, and I was like, just like word to the wise, please, guys. Okay, don't just leave your money sitting in the account not invested. It needs to be invested in something. You can make a lot of money, right, with a little bit of money, with a little bit of input, if you just give it time to grow. Okay, I think the numbers are like, if you put in $300 a month starting at 20 years old, you can grow an account worth $2.7 million in retirement, okay, with only $300 a month, because you're giving it time to grow. Compound interest is a beautiful thing. We talk about this in the freebie too, so if you guys want to go and take a look, that would be great. But it's important to remember that you don't need a lot of money. Like, investing isn't for the rich, it's how you get rich, it's how you build wealth. But please, make sure that if you're going to start investing, you are learning everything you can about investing so that you don't get put in a similar situation to my dad. You don't get put into a similar situation like this person who has, deposited money but hasn't actually invested in something. If she didn't ask this question, what if she woke up 20 years from now, goes to the bank, great, how much are my investments worth? Oh, the same amount. The same fucking amount. You can't get that time back, guys, right? That time is where your money is going to work hardest for you. So make sure you are learning everything you can about investing, even if you use a financial advisor, so that you can sit at the table and have the conversation and feel comfortable about the decisions and feel comfortable about what is happening with your money. I see a question here from Jessica. What would you say are trustworthy or reliable stocks or stocks that you are into? So I don't recommend individual stocks, okay? And the reason being is that when you are betting on a single company, the way that I see it is when you are buying a single company, you are betting that that one company is going to outperform the rest, that one company is the best company to put your money into. And the thing is, the experts, the people who spend all day, every day doing this, they can't even accurately predict which companies are going to do well and which ones are going to outperform, okay? So instead of buying a single company, which is very risky in my opinion and akin to taking your retirement savings down to the casino and throwing them all down on black, all right? We don't want to buy one company, we want to buy the entire market. Now, buying the entire market could be expensive if you are going to buy each individual stock, a little bit of every company. So that's where ETFs and index funds come in, okay? They are baskets of stocks. So instead of buying one stock with your money, you can go and take that money and buy little pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies to be able to help you grow your investments that way in a more quote unquote safe way, okay? Because your money is diversified. It's not all of your eggs in one basket. It is spread out against, the biggest and the best across multiple countries, across multiple industries, okay, guys? So it is important for me. I don't teach individual stocks because I think that it is inherently risky. I'm investing in ETFs to make the most out of it, so that's the only way. It's not the only way. There's a lot of different ways. It depends on what you personally believe in, though. The way that I teach investing is rule number 1 is don't lose money. I don't want to lose money. I like my money. I like to keep my money. I don't want to lose any of it. So the way that I invest and the way that I teach investing is in ways for you to not only grow your money, but preserve your money as well. And a lot of people forget about this when they think about investing. They're thinking about only growing that money. Guys, we don't want to lose that money either. We want to preserve our wealth and preserve that capital. So there are many different people who will teach investing many different ways. They'll teach you to buy a stock and sell it the next day. They'll teach you to invest in cryptocurrency. That's not the way that I do it because, again, I don't want to lose money. The way I teach investing is don't lose money, preserve your money, but also grow it in a safe way. If anybody has any other questions, they can post them here. And then I had some other questions that I pulled from before. TJ, should we get rid of our debit card and only use credit cards and pay them off each month? It depends. So personally, I don't use a debit card, okay? I have a debit card, obviously, but I don't use my debit card. I filter all of my expenses through my credit card. And the reason why I do this is because number 1, I make cash back on all of my purchases. And number 2, it helps build my credit. So I have a credit score, I think it's like in the 840s. I don't do anything special, guys. I don't do anything special. I just put my expenses on my credit card and then I pay it off in full every month, okay? Usually I pay it bi-weekly as well, or sometimes I'll even pay it like the same day that I buy something, just as it's posted, okay? I've been doing this for years. I have an 840 credit score. It doesn't need to be anything complicated or scary. You don't need to leave like a balance on every month. That's bullshit. Just, be financially responsible. The thing is, when it comes to filtering all of your expenses through a credit card, when you first get started, because it can take some time for the transactions to actually be posted to the credit card, you can run into issues where you don't realize how much money you've spent. And then you look at your credit card and you're like, oh fuck, that's a lot higher than I thought it was. And if you are simultaneously spending on your debit card and you haven't done the work to manage your finances on the back end, you can get into a situation where you've overspent on the credit card and now you don't have the funds to pay it off. Never put anything on your credit card that you don't have the cash to pay off, and don't use this strategy to make money from your cash back if you're not in a position where you can trust yourself to always pay that balance off in full. Because I don't want you to make a couple dollars in cash back when you're going to end up paying 19%, 24.99% interest because you're not paying off that balance, okay? Now, I do make a couple $1,000s a year off of my cash back because, like I said, I filter all of my expenses through my credit card. However, it's super important that you make sure that you're in a position where you can pay that off in full every month and you can trust yourself to always do that. Layla, hi, my supervisor just quit. I just asked my boss if we can meet to talk about me absorbing the position. I don't have a master's degree like my supervisor, but I have 5 years of experience. I'm not sure. When you say absorbing the position, I mean, have you already been asked to take over their position? Do you want to do 2 roles? I don't know what your role is right now. I don't really have enough information about the situation to tell you what I would do. I would speak to your boss. Yeah, I mean, I would need to have a little bit more information to understand what the position is, what you're currently doing right now, what your pay rate is, like how long you've been working there. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So I don't know that this is something that I can give you a really good answer on right now. But I think this could be a really great question for our Facebook group actually. So again, if you want to head over there, master your money and build a bank account that never stops growing. Our team will review your application, admit you to the group, and then you can go in there and post that. And I think once you get some more information in there, people will be able to give you some more feedback on that. Which cashback credit card do you recommend in Canada? I just use TD. I am with TD Bank, so that's who I use. They're good. I like a no fee credit card. I had a fee. I think I had a fee like travel card or something before, and I was like, this is stupid. So I don't want to pay any fees for it. It didn't make sense for me. I just want to be rewarded for spending money and make money from nothing, which is what you get with a cashback credit card. So I think those are amazing. Experience over book smarts for me. I have both. I also have, I can't speak anymore, guys. I also have a personal finance book that is being published in 2022, and I know I've been talking about this and kind of like breadcrumbing it and letting you guys know, but I am so freaking excited about it. I literally went full ADHD mode where I just like hyper focused, and I literally wrote this book in 3 weeks. I wrote 55,000 words in 3 weeks. It is going to be freaking phenomenal. I believe it is being released. It's in the editing process right now. I believe we are releasing in 2022 in the fall. So keep your eye out for that. I will let you guys know when that comes out. But I was like, oh my God, I was so freaking excited about that, guys, when they approached me to write this book. And it's so crazy too, and this keeps happening, where I had one publishing company reach out and they're like, we'd love to publish a book. You know, let's go through the process, blah, blah. And then a week later, another publishing company, and I was like, already signed with another one, sorry, bye. And we've had some like inquiries about like TV shows and that kind of thing. And it's so weird, and it always comes in twos, and it's so funny. But big things coming this year for No Budget Babe, so I am super excited about that. Apart from ETFs like the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell, etc., which ones would you suggest? I don't tell people what to invest in. I provide education on what I look for in investments and what are considered safe investments based on research and data and studies. Never invest in something just because somebody else invests in it. It can be a good idea to understand what other people are investing in and why, like what I do in our free training. So where you guys get to see, you know, specifically what I'm invested in and why I've chosen those, because not every investment is right for every strategy. Not every investment is right for every goal. Not every investment is right for every person. So there are some other things like asset allocated funds, target date funds that I really, really like for people who are just getting started, or for people who want something super easy to manage on their own. Excuse me. And I do share specifically, you know, what I invested in our programs and that kind of thing, like the actual like ticker symbols and that kind of thing. However, it's never as a, you guys should invest in this too. It's just for like informational and educational purposes. So if anybody is ever telling you, this is something else I really want you guys to watch out for. If you're, especially on TikTok, I see this all the time. If you're seeing somebody who's like pumping a certain stock or pumping a certain coin or whatever it is, be very wary about that. Okay? They do not know your personal financial situation. They do not know the future. Okay? They don't know any of that stuff. They cannot tell you what a good investment for you personally is, because they don't know your personal financial situation. So please just be very wary when you are watching stuff like that. Okay? Can't wait for the book. I'm so excited, Rebecca. It's going to be amazing. Congratulations. Thank you, Melina. Are the programs you can sign up for also available for people outside of the US and Canada? So we do have options for people who are outside of the US and Canada. So if you apply and your application is a good fit, then our team will discuss next steps for you if you are, we call it a global applicant. So we do have students that are worldwide. We serve students in Australia and the UK and in Europe and all those kinds of things. However, the majority of our students are in the US and Canada, but we do have different options for our global students. So send in your application and our team will follow up with you to help you figure out the next steps moving forward. And this goes for everybody, guys. If you're watching this and you're like, hey, I've really thought about signing up for your programs, but I'm not sure which one is the right fit. I don't know if this is the best next step for me. Submit your application and our team is highly trained. They will go through your application and they will determine if you are the right fit or not. If you make it to the second stage, which is a phone call with our team, they will go through in detail your goals, what you're struggling with, your financial situation, to help you determine what the next best steps are for you. And I will tell you guys that we turn away way more people than we accept. Not because I don't want to help everyone, but because it's not the right next step for everybody. It's not the right next step for every person. If somebody wants to learn, especially if they want to learn like crypto or day trading or something like that, we're like, hey, that's not our jam. That's not what we teach. We want to make sure that everybody who we are offering a spot to in our programs is going to have radical success, is going to be able to change their whole damn lives. Why? Because it's not good for me as a business owner, and it's not good for you if you don't come in and have massive life-changing success. So what you see on your application, what you see on your application call, that is going to help us determine if this is the next best step for you. And if it's not, we're going to be the first ones to tell you, and we're going to be the first ones to redirect you into another area, right? Maybe there's something else that's a better fit for you. Maybe there's another better next step for you, and we are going to do our best to try to point you in that direction. Oh my God, what did I do here? Super excited for your upcoming book. What are the main points of it? I can't discuss that yet, but I will soon. So keep an eye on our socials. I will tell you guys all about it soon, but it's me. It's all me. My job has really cut my hours with this pandemic. Melina, I'm so sorry to hear that. Should I consider a work from home part-time job since the funds are low, or start investing with the little money I do have? Okay, this is a really great question. When we are investing for the long term. Okay, we are investing for the long term. In the short term, we cannot guarantee any sort of investment results. So this study from Vanguard that I was talking about previously, for those of you who don't know what Vanguard is, they were a top investment firm. They put out a lot of really great information. They have a lot of really great funds too. Their study showed that if you invest for less than 5 years, okay, in the stock market, that your chances of losing money essentially are 1 in 4. Okay, at 10 years, I think that drops to like 1 in 20. And then at 20 years is when there was a 0% chance of losing money based on historical data, okay? So if you're in a position right now where you're like, hey, I don't have a lot of money, I have high interest debt, I am laid off, I don't know what my financial future looks like right now, I am, don't have an emergency fund. Is investing the next best step for you? No, I don't think so. Does this mean that you shouldn't be investing for retirement and that kind of thing? Yes, but there are other steps that you need to take to ensure that you don't lose money. Not losing money when you invest is not just about picking the right investments. It's about having a solid financial foundation. And this is why in our programs as well, or if you guys take a look at the Making Money Moves method, investing is step 5. Okay, investing is step 5. Why is it step 5? Because we need to set ourselves up in such a way that we can have our investments grow and not be put in a situation where we have to pull from them, okay? Because when you lose money investing, one of the reasons why you lose money is because you have to sell when the markets are down. Why do you have to sell? Because you don't have an emergency fund, because we are laid off from work, because we don't have the money to cover our day-to-day expenses and we need to get the money from somewhere, okay? You don't want to put yourself in a position in the short term where you have to sell. All right, so that is not something that I would personally do in this situation. What I would say for you right now, go and take our free training that we just launched, but also take 30 days to 100K. That is going to teach you some really, really quick ways to save more money, to negotiate your bills, all of that kind of stuff. Some great ways to put some more money back in your pocket, get some really, really quick wins. Highly recommend that one as well for this specific situation. Okay, honey, sending you all of the love. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Every time I like touch my phone, it's like, whoa! Okay, I have enough money invested to pay off a credit card, but it will deplete me completely. Should I pay it off or pull from it each month to pay the balance down while the investment account still grows? It depends on what your investment account is for. First off, I mean, if it's for retirement, I would say I would never recommend touching your retirement account to pay off your debt. I also think that taking from your investments to pay off your debt, it kind of sets like a precedent, right? In the wrong way. Just from like a psychology perspective, from a mindset perspective, I would rather see you put a plan in place to pay off your debt using money that you are currently actively working for instead of taking from the investments, putting a debt repayment plan in place, learning how to increase your income, selling some stuff that you don't need, that kind of thing to pay off that debt as opposed to taking from those investments. We have a really, really great mini course as well called the ICE debt repayment method. So if you were not ready to go like a full 3 months with us or a full 4 months with us or whatever it is, but you want to get a little bit more help, the mini course, the ICE debt repayment method, there's 3 modules and a copy of our Quick Wins Playbook, and it teaches you how to get more money, okay, pay off your debt, create that debt repayment plan and that kind of thing. So that could be, it's a really, really, really great resource. And it's our signature method for debt repayment as well. It is the exact method that I use to pay off my $40,000 of debt. So if you want to go and take a look at that, it's only $99 on our website. Highly recommended as well. It is really, really valuable. So in that kind of a situation, that's what I would do. I personally would not take from my investments. If you take from your investments too, you have to think about what account they're coming from. If you're going to pay any capital gains tax on them, if you're going to pay any penalties from taking it out of like a certain account. So there's a lot of nuances that go into it. So I personally would not take from that. I would create a strategy outside of that to pay off that debt. Thank you for going on live this early. I was going to go on live in the evening because I know that's what everyone does. And I'm like not a person in the evenings. Also, this is the best water bottle. And I have to say, so I thought it was huge. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't even think it's that big anymore. I thought it was huge. I had a friend come over and she's like, oh, I have the same water bottle. She pulls it out. It's like 3 times the size. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought this was big, guys. I'm like, how? I am literally peeing every like 20 minutes with a water bottle this size. I'm like, how are you living with a water bottle 3 times the size of that? Submitting. Amazing, Jasmine. Hello. Thank you and congratulations on the book. Thank you. I'm so excited, guys. I honestly am so excited. And it's like, it's always been a dream of mine. I love writing. I am that person that could like, if I had an essay due in university, I could bang out like a 50-page essay in like an evening. And it wouldn't even be like a thing to me because I just feel like I have so much going on in my brain at all times that I like just get it all out there. But so that was honestly, it's always been like a dream of mine. And it was so incredible. And I can't wait to freaking share it with you guys. Like, oh, you guys are going to love it. It's going to be so good. Sorry guys, I'm just scrolling through here. Thank you so much. This is my first live of yours. You're welcome, honey. If you guys are loving the live and you have, if you want like more information and more knowledge, go back. We save them all on our Facebook group, on the private Facebook group. And we also save them on our IGTVs, so you can see they're all called Mega Money Monday or Mega Money Tuesday. They're also on our YouTube channel. My husband has been doing an amazing job of like growing our YouTube channel. I haven't created like YouTube specific content yet, but he's been reposting our reels, our like TikToks as shorts, and then also like our lives and stuff, and they've been doing really well. We just hit 1,000 on YouTube, which is amazing. And in the new year, like this year, I'm probably going to start creating some YouTube specific content if you guys are into that. Also thinking podcast and can't decide which one is better. So if you guys have some feedback on that, let me know too. Because I've been thinking about venturing out a little bit. Scrolling. Thank you for all the resources. You are most welcome. Fred, love your content. Love you. Thank you for being here. This is when my brain works best. Me too, in the mornings, man. At night, I'm just like, I'm kind of like, ugh. Thank you for answering my question. You're welcome, honey. Does anybody else have any questions? Podcast, I love it. Oh, I see one here from Kylie. Excuse me, guys. Hi, first time I caught you live. Yay, happy to have you here. Do you have to be Canadian or American to take part in the new training? Heck no. Like I said, we serve students globally. However, the majority of our students are from the US and Canada, but that doesn't mean that you can't go and snag a spot if you are not from the US or Canada. So go and join. It's amazing. It's literally amazing. And it's only going to be up for a short period of time, guys. So if you have not signed up, make sure you are going. Can you do anything if you are underage? You can get your parents to help you set up a custodial account. So yes, 100% you can. I would say focus on You know, if you're in high school, focus on your schooling and stuff right now. If you have a part-time job, focus on learning how to save. Focus on getting really serious about what your goals are, okay? So you can start putting money towards that, because the earlier you start, the easier this shit's gonna be for you, okay? I'm gonna take another question or two, and then I'm gonna pop off so I can eat some lunch. Who else has questions? Should you invest monthly if you are able to, or invest at the end of the year with bigger amounts? So there are two theories to this, okay? The first one is basically it's saying, okay, should I invest small amounts over time, or should I invest a lump sum? The small amounts over time is called dollar cost averaging, okay? So that's like, you know, once a month you put in $200, you are dollar cost averaging. The thought process behind this, and a lot of financial advisors actually like this method, is because you are putting in money sometimes when the markets are high, because stock prices change all the time, okay? So sometimes the markets are high, sometimes the markets are low, but eventually, because you're buying at high and low, right, it comes out to like this kind of middle price, okay? Psychologically, this can be better because you're not committing to like a single price when you're dumping your money in. However, if you have a lump sum, the studies actually do show that the lump sum investing should outperform the dollar cost averaging. So if you had like, you know, $5,000 right now that you wanted to invest, the studies show that it's better to just put the money in and your return should be slightly higher. However, I like the dollar cost averaging perspective from it, just putting in small amounts of money over time. Most people don't have a big lump sum to put in as well. And the thing is, if you put in a big lump sum and the markets go down tomorrow, are you gonna feel like shit about your decision, right? Versus if you sit there and you go in, you go and you deposit money, small amounts over time. Psychologically, I just think it's better, and I think a lot of us need to understand that so much of our behavior and our success and everything is rooted in psychology, because it's like, why are we doing what we're doing or not doing it? So we want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success. So psychologically, it's going to be better for you to put in small amounts over time, then that's probably what I would do. How long did it take you to pay off the $40,000 of debt? I paid that off in 18 months. Oh my God, I did something on my phone again. Okay, I will take one more question, guys. I'm scrolling. For a first-time buyer, do you recommend buying a duplex as an investment and living in one of the units? That is a really, really great strategy, guys, if you are just getting into the housing market. If I could go back and do anything differently, that is something that I would do. So I would go back, and instead of buying the property that I bought initially, even though I made $150,000 on it when I flipped it, I would go back and I would buy a multi-unit property, live in one unit, and rent out the other ones, okay? This is called house hacking, and it is an amazing way to help you build your wealth, okay? Why? Because if you live in a multi-unit property, you get to live in one of the units, and you rent out the other ones. The other ones might cover the entire mortgage, therefore you are living for free. Maybe they even cover more than the mortgage, so not only are you living for free, but you're making a surplus amount of money every month. When you're living for free, obviously we don't want to just like live for free and then like willy-nilly spend all this money on shit that we don't even care about. We can use this money then and save it and invest it, right, and grow it, and that allows us to supercharge our investment. So like I said, I did make $150,000 off of my first property when I flipped it. However, if I could go back and I could buy a triplex, right, a 3-unit property, live in one unit, rent out the other 2, right, then eventually what I would do is move out of that property, move into another multi-unit property, okay, and continue to repeat the process. And this can be a really, really great way to build up your portfolio of rental properties. Number one, by having a low down payment, because it's owner occupied, you may not have to put down as much, okay? You may get away with putting down, say, 5% or 3.5%, depending on where you are and the laws and all that kind of stuff where you are, as opposed to, say, 20%, okay? Also, if you are somebody who's interested in investing in real estate, this is a really great way to get your feet wet, so that you can go in and understand what it's like to be a landlord and see if it's even something that you like before going and investing in like a, standalone rental property because it's a lot less risk for you because you're actually living in the property. So I think that that's an incredible idea and something that I personally would have done if I could go back and do it differently. However, it's not for everyone. If you don't want to be a landlord, don't do that, right? If you live in a location where the landlord and tenant laws aren't very landlord friendly, maybe you don't want to be a landlord there. So there's definitely some things to think about, but from a purely like monetary perspective, that can be a really great idea. Okay guys, I have talked so much, but I have loved this. I am so happy that so many of you guys were able to tune in. Remember, make sure you go and sign up for our freebie. It's incredible. The link is in our bio. I put it in the chat box. I'm gonna put it on the chat box here. Whoops. On Facebook, there you guys go. You can sign up. It's on Instagram. It's on TikTok. Go sign up for that. If you have consumed the freebies or you are ready to continue leveling up, remember we have a variety of programs available. If you want to work with me personally, check out our website under Work with Nicole. We have options to work with me and the team for 3 months or 4 months. It's absolutely incredible. You guys have been amazing. Love you all. Mwah. Hope you have an amazing day. Ending the videos. Goodbye.